Hello my friends and welcome back to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. Okay, so today we are talking again about immigration. I want to talk about safety and immigration in the south of Italy and why what I'm thinking it's a bit controversial, why I find a bit myself lost because I don't understand what is said, the things that are said, and the reality that I'm witnessing. These two things are not really matching. So basically, I'm a bit concerned about this topic, about safety and immigration here in the south of Italy. And why I'm saying this? Why? Now, first of all, because I recently moved here, so it's only 6 months, a bit more than 6 months that I moved here in the south of Italy. After living all my life in the continental Europe, I mean, also the south of Italy is continental, but let me say north of Italy and then parts of Europe, let me say, where the economy, let me say, the economy is going much better because we all know that the problem here in the south of Italy is the economy, and all the stereotypes that are around, let me say, around this land, because let me say even some bad words, but a lot of shit is poured on the south of Italy. And this is since I was a child, anyway, a lot of stereotypes I heard. And then even when I was going abroad, and always heard bad things about the south of Italy. But now that I'm here, to be honest, all these things that I've been listening all my life for 46, 47 years, to be honest, are not matching. Are not matching at all. And this is a bit, makes me a bit thinking about the situation. I mean, what the reality is. So, because again, the topic of the video is immigration and safety. I always heard, for example, even from the television and from the mass media, let's talk about immigration, that even from the mass media, I always heard about immigrants flooding the south of Italy. So, and to be honest, I thought here would have been packed with immigrants. To be honest, when I was thinking, how the situation has to be, probably there are no more Italians in the south of Italy, because if every day you are listening on the television or again on the medias, you hear mass flooding from North Africa, from Africa, the south of Italy is flooded with immigrants, and then I come here and I don't see that. Anyway, this is not matching. So let's talk about immigration. Then I ask myself, but why the television is saying one thing and then the reality is another one? So I have to say that for me, my opinion, for a person who now moved here, is like, okay, probably immigrants are they're coming here, but then they don't stay here. Well, where do they want to go? So probably because two reasons, or they not might find, or they might not find this land attractive, for example, and they might say, let's go somewhere else. Obviously, the money, for example, the salary, but we are in Europe, and anyway, the salaries here are a bit less, let me say, than the north of Italy, and comparing to other parts of Europe, I'm saying is not that much less than other parts of Europe. To be honest, I've been living. A professional person, a solicitor here, is making nearly the same money as a solicitor in Milan or a solicitor somewhere else. Okay, we don't have IT jobs here, and people probably are not working in the IT, but anyway, so they might not be attractive by the money. Maybe they are not attracted by the land. Maybe they are not attracted by the way they are treated, by the system itself, because, okay, Italy, it's a particular country. For example, it's not attractive from the immigrants' point of view, who are looking just for benefits, who are looking just for free money, for financial support from the government. I mean, the Italian government is not helping Italian people. I'm wondering how can they help foreigners or immigrants. Maybe they're giving accommodation. Here, there's plenty of accommodation, but still, they don't want to stay. If you are talking to immigrants here, for example, that are in the town, and now there are some, but generally they don't want to stay here. Their goal is always to go to Germany, to go to UK, to go to the north of Italy. Maybe they imagine these places better, more prosperous. Maybe, I don't know, they can find a better job with better money. But to be honest, nowadays, if this is what they want, if they prefer to go to other places where they can make more money, but then the life is also more expensive. So to be honest, then obviously maybe the position of south of Italy, because let me say, if you want to go to other countries in Europe, mainly you need to take the plane, but nowadays, anyway, everyone is taking planes. They want to... The thing is that it seems like they don't want to stay here. And I don't understand, because for me, for example, they could even stay, because if there is job, because the ones that are here, they're working, no one is doing nothing, no one. They are all working here. And again, maybe it's because Italy doesn't give any benefits to these people, so they must work, they must do something if they want to send some money abroad. But probably in their imagination there is this idea, but this is an idea that everyone has, let me say, mainly in all Italy, that in Europe, in the Northern Europe, you can have a better life. To be honest, I don't think so. Okay, in the bigger cities in Europe, for sure, or in the bigger cities in the north of Italy, for sure you might have a better nightlife. Okay, if you are interested in a nightlife, go to Berlin, go to Paris, go to London, go to Brussels, go to Dublin. If you are enjoying the city nightlife, the reason why I moved to capitals in Europe when I was younger was to experience this type of life. But then, does it really bring the benefits that you were expecting? Obviously, it's possible to make your life, I'm not saying, but for example, I moved here simply because I needed warm weather. I needed a place where I could enjoy more than 2-3 months a year a decent weather. I don't know, since I'm here, it's summer practically, and I don't even know when I need to turn on the heaters here, because at the moment there are more than 20 degrees out there, maybe 25. I was even planning to go to the sea, but let me say, maybe the position of Italy, of the south of Italy, makes it a bit more distant from, let me call the Middle Europe, okay? And even the young people, for example, the young Italians who really want to experience the life of the big city, I think they see it far from where they are. Okay, you can take a plane, in 2 hours you are in Berlin, but let me say that if you are in Berlin, or if you are in Paris, or if you are in Amsterdam, you have this feeling that, or even in London, you have this feeling that, I don't know, you might take a train, you might take a bus, and in few hours are there, in few hours you are over there, and here and there. While, for example, here, for a young guy, young girl, who is growing here, for example, what do if they want to have if they want to experience a bit of life, of city life, where they can go? The nearest place is Naples, is Bari, but then you go there and you see that the mentality is the same. Then if you want to go to Milan, it's not like you take the car and you go to Milan. Yes, you can, but it's already 10 hours driving, for example. It's not like 2 3 hours and you are already in the heart of Europe. Uh, so for me, this is the problem for many people here, the young people who are living, and from the foreigner point of view as well, that you feel when you are in the south of Italy. Probably it's the same if you are in Spain, in the south of Spain, and probably it's the same if you are in Greece, that you feel far. There is this feeling of feeling far from the Central Europe, the Middle Europe, this area where you think there is everything. I might mention, for example, uh, many capitals now in the middle of Europe. You might say, let's start from Vienna, Zurich, Munich, Dusseldorf, and then you go, if you go east, you can go to Berlin, you can go to Krakow, Budapest, Prague. So you can easily move into this. If you are in Vienna, maybe in 2 hours you are in Hungary, in another 2 hours you are in Germany, and in 2 hours you are in Italy. So you feel more connected if you are over there. And I think this is a lack of, it's something that people here are missing. The people, in particular the young people. I think foreigners and immigrants are feeling the same. They're feeling like probably they don't see this close connection with the Middle Europe. Because again, if you are here and you want to plan a trip, you can organize it if you have holidays. But again, because the distance is quite big, you might even see it a bit difficult to plan, to organize, to go, and there then people do. But obviously, the bigger the distances, also increase the cost, because if I'm living in Amsterdam, in 2 hours by train, I'm in Paris. Perfect. Or 1 hour by train, I'm in Brussels. So you're already visiting another country, you might see even more opportunities. While here, I repeat, in 1 2 hours, even if you want to go to Rome, it's already 3 hours and a half, maybe 4. The distance, and Rome is the capital of Italy, you already see a bit far. And I think this is the same problem that are facing the immigrants, for example, here in the south of Italy, and that's why they don't want to stay here. They don't feel connected. If they are here, they see the chance only to stay here, not even to go to the north of Italy, because again, the distances. For example, it costs 100 euro by train. If you want to go from Naples to Milan, it's probably 100 euro, if not more. And that's a bit expensive. consider that with the increasing cost of the life, everything is gonna cost. Hotel, B&B is gonna cost, the trip is gonna cost, the restaurants are gonna cost. So you find that mentally, I think it's something that is affecting people who are here. They are mentally affected by the distance. And probably the same is in the south of Spain, and that's why probably a lot of southern Spanish are leaving. Maybe they go to Madrid, they go to Barcelona, or they even go abroad, or young Greek people. But the same is for the foreigners, because if you are an immigrant from, I don't know, from Senegal, for example, I'm just giving an example, and I'm relocating, I have the chance to go and to work in south of Spain. Okay, then first I have the problem that maybe in the south of Spain I have to work in the fields, and it's an hard job. The pay rate might not be good. So why should I stay there? Then three, the distances are also so far to other places in Europe. So tell me the reason why someone would like to stay there. And after analyzing all these things that I just said, just to let the people understand how the dynamics are working here in the south of Italy, what does it create this? This also creates the situation that the feeling is of a safe place, to live in a safe place, and it's not packed with immigrants. Okay, maybe there are one, two cases where they have massive immigration working in the fields, and they're even maybe controlled by the mafia. And because there is one situation in Calabria, for example, where in Italy there was a big issue. I think the place was Rosarno, a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. I mean, could be one of the best destination, but it's not. Because it's so full of immigrants. Maybe mafia control it over there. They keep them there. They need them to work in the fields, and they are keeping there, for example. But probably these people, no one of them would like to stay there. So what I want to say that probably again here the results are two things are the result. One is that there is an higher feeling of safety. First, you have the feeling that there are not so many immigrants. So you don't have this feeling that the cities are occupied by immigrants. You don't have this feeling. And second, because they are not flooded with immigrants, these places, you also feel safe. You feel much safer. This morning I was talking with some locals at the bar and say, no, here, don't dare to misbehave. Don't. Because again, it's always connected with the control of the territory. It's not only in the hands of, institution are doing their job. They know everything. They control what they have to control. They even close one eye. When I was at the immigration office in Potenza, they were even saying to some illegal, stay legal. What's the problem? What's the problem? Nobody's gonna kick them out, even if they stay illegally here. Nobody is gonna kick them out. I mean, try to sort yourself. They are saying, go to a solicitor who will help you how to do this, how to do that. Because in the end, if they stay here and they find a job, then they have all the opportunity to become legal. And then once they're legal, they have their job. Then they might not like the job, they might like the pay rate. That's another story, and that's what might bring them in the future to live. So even if here it's a place where they're all coming, because we're on the doorstep, we are on the Mediterranean Sea, we are only, let me say, few hours from North Africa here, and it's not a drama. I mean, This is the beauty of Italy. This is the beauty of south of Italy. This is what it makes made Italy Italy. The fact that we always consider ourselves the culture, one of the main culture in the Mediterranean Sea. We if we see back in the history, we never saw the Mediterranean. I mean, not as a problem, but more as a place where to deal, trafficking, dealing, exporting goods. I mean, if Italy doesn't see this as an opportunity, I don't know which other opportunities Italy can have. Yes, to deal with Northern Europe, yes, but it's a bit packed, stuffed. The economy in Europe is not growing anymore, so uh, what what can give you, what else can give you a boost to push your economy more to Europe, where the economy is not growing anymore, than other places that maybe they have the chance to grow more. I always see this an opportunity. If I have to do business and if I have to invest, I'd rather invest where there is a potential of growth, not in a place that is already grown, that is already at the peak, that is already at the maximum, and is not giving anything, if not the risk to lose everything in case things are not going as good. Anyway, the feeling of safety here is clearly positive for me. I'm happy to be here. This is what I notice in all the small towns in the south of Italy. Even if I go to a bigger town around 20, 30, 50,000 inhabitants, I don't see major problems. I go to other towns in Apulia region, in Campania region, and I see everywhere nobody's misbehaving, nobody, zero. Then there is the crime. I'm not saying, oh, zero crime. No, I mean, zero crime is simply impossible. But I can also say that maybe the crime is 50-50, 50% from local and 50% from immigrants. Or I can even say maybe 70% from locals and 30% of immigrants. I don't even see the point only to blame immigrants, for example. Then, okay, I can talk about Naples, that is the capital of the south of Italy. Okay, again, Naples is a big city, it's 3 million inhabitants, it's a mess, that town is a mess, but the beauty is the mess. The beauty of that town, it's what it makes unique. And again, try to misbehave in Naples. I was talking yesterday with other people that, you know, Naples is famous for the mafia, for Camorra, blah, blah, blah. But you go to Naples and you don't see it at all. I mean, it's something that is not touching tourists. It's not affecting, believe me, now it's more the stereotype of the fact that I've been to Naples and I've been robbed, my bag was taken. No, believe me, these things can have, actually even for me, a higher percentage to happen in Milan. It's well known that it's not Naples, it's not even in the top list of the 10 cities with the highest crime. Maybe it was. I repeat, the south of Italy is full of negative stereotypes given, first of all, by the southern Italians themselves, who are not able to appreciate what they have first. Then the stereotypes and the bad reputation given by the northern Italians, who were only pouring on the south of Italy. Then if I go to Europe, I see that there are again all these stereotypes about the south of Italy. So I'm here to break all these stereotypes. Personally, if you watch the video up to now, I have to say that all these stereotypes that I even myself, even me, I believed all my life, I have to say, no, I was wrong. I was simply wrong. And I'm thinking that I'm wrong. Not only that I was wrong, I'm wrong if I'm thinking now that, so basically, so that's why for me here it's much safer. I can even say immigration is welcome, because if they want to work, there is the job. It will not be paid as much, or it might be a hard job. That's the choice of a human. to stay here. There are many foreigners who are happy to stay here. Italy is the country, for example, that if you are a foreigner, and then I say this, but this is what I always said to everyone in the world, wherever I traveled, I said, because many people were asking me, what about Italy? Italy is the country of 50-50. I call it the country of 50-50. Now, if you are a foreigner, doesn't matter where you are from, you can be from Sweden or you can be from Congo. If you go to Italy, 50% you might have a beautiful experience, the best experience of your life. 50% you might have an awful experience, for example. Now, for me, it's even 80-20. 80% are having beautiful experiences, and 20%. If you are a foreigner here and you meet the right people from the very beginning, everything is gonna go smooth and you're not gonna have any problem, even as a foreigner. Because now let's talk about the foreigners who can be used by the mafia, for example. So I'm always recommending, be careful, because if you finish in the hands of the bad people, let me say, your experience could be a nightmare. I agree with this. I mean, because I'm not saying no, doesn't exist crime and criminality here. No, it exists, there is, but it's not as bad as I've seen in the Middle Europe, for example. I see much more crime, and for me, the Middle Europe can be in Germany or can be in London. I cannot say that the crime is only from the immigrants. I can also say that there is a big percentage of crime from locals. The smaller you go in UK, if you go to smaller towns, smaller cities, if you go to Manchester and Liverpool are already big cities, but I'm talking that even if you go to smaller places in UK or in Germany, but maybe in Germany, no, because the German mentality is kind of horse mentality, so they don't really, they're not crime people, but I'm sure there is the German crime committed by the Germans, so I cannot say it's only committed by the foreigners. And then I can also say that this crime, for example, a lot is coming also from Eastern Europe, for example, because that's what I witnessed here in Italy. Many gangs and many are coming from Eastern European countries. So I'm still talking about Europe. I'm not talking only. So desperation brings people into crime and into bad situation. But again, and I close the video saying that for me, the experience here, my feedback is extremely positive. At the moment, I had zero complaints. I feel like they are saying here our children have to play safely everywhere.